Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. The ocean, a vast and mysterious realm covering more than 70% of our planet, has long been a source of food, jobs, and life for humanity. Our demand for seafood, once a sustainable part of our diet, has grown far beyond what nature can replace. What was once a vibrant, thriving world is now showing signs of profound distress. In this video, we will explore the story of how overfishing is draining our oceans of their life force. As we journey from the colorful reefs to the empty nets and dying corals, we'll see the stark reality of our impact. This is a story of how a global industry, driven by demand and technology, has pushed our seas to the brink. But more importantly, it's a story of hope, showing how we can still turn the tide. So, what exactly is overfishing? At its core, overfishing happens when fish and other marine species are caught faster than they can reproduce and replenish their populations. Think of it like a bank account. If you withdraw money faster than you deposit it, you'll eventually run out. The same principle applies to our oceans. Modern fishing technology has drastically accelerated this withdrawal. Today's industrial fishing fleets are equipped with large, powerful trawlers, advanced sonar systems that can pinpoint fish with incredible accuracy, and giant, sweeping nets that can capture millions of fish in a single trip. This incredible efficiency, however, comes with a deadly and often hidden cost. The sea, which has sustained life for millions of years, simply cannot recover in time from this relentless pressure. Fish stocks are collapsing, and the entire marine ecosystem is being thrown into disarray because of our inability to balance our consumption with nature's capacity to regenerate. This crisis did not happen overnight. To understand the scale of the problem, we have to look back at how it all started. In the past, throughout most of human history, fishing was a small-scale and sustainable practice. Fishermen used traditional methods, catching only what they needed for their families and local communities. But the dawn of industrialization in the mid-20th century changed everything. Following World War II, a new era of fishing began. By the 1970s and 1980s, massive, technologically advanced fleets started to hunt in every corner of the ocean, chasing profit, not ecological balance. Governments around the world even subsidized this expansion, offering financial incentives that encouraged the building of more boats and the deployment of bigger, more destructive nets. The result of this global gold rush for seafood was catastrophic. Crowded fish markets and enormous factory ships became the norm, processing catches on an unprecedented scale. Satellite maps now show fishing zones covering vast stretches of our oceans, with industrial vessels operating 24/7. What was once an abundant, seemingly infinite resource became tragically rare. Fish populations that had thrived for centuries, like the Atlantic cod, plummeted to the point of commercial extinction in just a few decades. The impact of overfishing extends far beyond just the depletion of a few popular fish species. It sends shockwaves through the entire marine food web. When a key species disappears, the whole ecosystem suffers. Sharks, tuna, cod, and countless smaller fish are now severely overexploited, their numbers dwindling at an alarming rate. With these species gone, predators that rely on them for food begin to starve. Coral reefs, the vibrant cities of the sea, start to die without the herbivorous fish that graze on algae and keep them clean. Even seabirds, whose lives are intrinsically linked to the ocean, are struggling to find enough food to survive. The ocean is becoming a silent, empty place, a shadow of its former self. And the tragedy doesn't stop with the target species. It's estimated that millions of non-target species, collectively known as bycatch, are killed accidentally every single year. These include majestic creatures like dolphins, sea turtles, sharks, and seabirds, which get caught and entangled in the massive nets and long lines of industrial fishing operations. They are often injured or killed and then discarded back into the ocean, a senseless waste of life that further destabilizes the fragile marine environment. This crisis also has a profound human side. For centuries, coastal communities around the world have lived in harmony with the sea, their cultures and economies built around its rhythms. Now, their very livelihoods are at risk, as big industrial ships, often from foreign nations, take more and more from their traditional fishing grounds, Small-scale local fishermen are finding it harder and harder to make a living. They are catching less and less with each passing year, and the fish they do find are often smaller. Many families who have fished for generations are now being forced to abandon their way of life and leave the sea behind. A heartbreaking loss of culture, identity, and economic stability. In the words of one fisherman, "We used to catch enough for a week in just one day. Now we fish all week just to fill one small basket." This story is repeated in coastal villages from Southeast Asia to West Africa, a testament to the human cost of an industry that prioritizes short-term profit over long-term sustainability and human well-being. The consequences of overfishing are not confined to the ocean. They are truly global and affect the entire planet. Fish play a crucial and often overlooked role in regulating carbon in the ocean. Through their life processes, they help sequester carbon in the deep sea, acting as a natural buffer against climate change. When their populations fall dramatically, this delicate carbon balance shifts, which can accelerate the warming of our planet. The crisis is also a matter of global food security, with nearly 3 billion people around the world relying on seafood as their main source of protein. The collapse of global fish stocks represents a looming crisis for humanity itself. The countries that are most dependent on fish for nutrition are often the same, developing nations whose local fishermen are being outcompeted by industrial fleets. This creates a vicious cycle of poverty, food insecurity, and environmental degradation, with far-reaching social and political implications for us all. But amidst this dire situation, hope remains. The tide is not yet irreversible. Around the world, nations are beginning to recognize the urgency of the crisis and are taking action. One of the most effective solutions is the creation of marine protected areas, which are essentially safe zones in the ocean where fishing is limited or completely banned. These underwater national parks allow fish populations and entire ecosystems to recover and flourish, creating a spillover effect that can replenish surrounding areas. Furthermore, the concept of sustainable fisheries is gaining traction. These fisheries use selective nets that reduce bite, adhere to strict science-based quotas to let species recover, and avoid destructive fishing methods like bottom trawling. Consumers also have immense power to drive change. By choosing seafood that is certified as sustainable by organizations like the Marine Stewardship Council, we can send a clear message to the industry that we support responsible practices. We can also help by reducing food waste and supporting local, small-scale fishers who have a vested interest in protecting the long-term health of the ocean. The ocean has given us everything food to eat, the very air we breathe, unparalleled beauty, and life itself. It is not too late for us to give something back. The path forward requires a collective effort from governments, industries, and individuals. If we act now, if we commit to protecting marine life, and if we shift our global fishing practices towards true sustainability, the sea can heal. Its resilience is remarkable, but it needs our help. Healthy reefs can return, fish populations can rebound, and the vibrant pulse of the ocean can once again beat strongly. The future of the ocean depends on the choices we make today. And because our own survival is so deeply intertwined with the health of our seas, our future depends on it too. If you found this video interesting and meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe to see more great content.